So now let's fast forward to the world we live in now, with divorce rates that are always going over 50%. Women file for divorce at about 83%. Which, does that mean that women are more unhappy, or that women don't take marriage as seriously? Or does it mean that they just go down there and file the paperwork because a lot of times dudes don't want to do it? You know what I mean? What's the truth there? We don't really know. That's the reality. But this is the world we currently live in, with high divorce rates. The dating game has changed so much now because you have more options than you did in the past. See, for some of y'all who are even old enough to remember 1999, the 99 in the 2000s, that's from Back That Ass Up for some of y'all who never heard the song. I know you have, no matter how old you are. That's still banging in the club. But even if you go back to 1999, you had to date the person who lived close to you. They didn't have Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. What else is there? WhatsApp, Tinder. None of that. They didn't have that. So you had to date the people who were in front of you, which means more people got a bite at the apple, or at least felt like they could get a bite at the apple. Now you feel like you're competing with the whole world. This is why when you get advice about relationships from grandma and grandpa, and they say, well, baby, this is what you need to do if you want to get married, their advice usually falls short, because the world we currently live in isn't the world they lived in. They lived in a world where you had to date the people who were in front of you. You had to date the person who lived in your town, or maybe a town or two over. You couldn't even date, if you lived in Colorado, you couldn't date a person who lived in Nevada. Not really. That would be a seriously, ridiculously long distance relationship. Even in the 90s, that would have been a long distance relationship. Because back then you still had, I know some of y'all that's young watching this probably don't even know, but you used to have long distance phone calls. That means you had to get on the phone and you had to pay extra money to talk to somebody who lived a state away. That's real. People in the comment section, if you're old enough to remember that, hit the thumbs up on that mug. But let these young people know this is real. For some of y'all, hit that super chat feature. Let your boy know you here. So I can still see your comment at the top and whatnot. All right, make sure you hit on that. Let your boy know you still here. You feel me? All right, let me know if you like what you're hearing. You want to keep hearing some more. All right, so this is where some of the anger and the frustration comes from. When you look out in the world and you say, wait, where is mine? Where's my opportunity? Why do I have to compete with people who don't even live in this country? Why do I have to compete with people who I've never seen before a day in my life? Why am I competing for people who I've never seen a day in my life? Why am I competing with people who don't even look like their pictures and I know them in real life? This is a new element that has been added. Let's go back to what I talked about when I talked about the 1950s and the 1960s. People stayed together because options were limited. That's the reality of it. If we remember, the no-fault divorce came along, spike in divorce, right? If they were all happy, people wouldn't have been getting divorced, right? So as options are limited, people stay together. As times are hard, when you look at the spike of divorces, look at the 80s. The 80s was a time of bread, money. Man, I had family members who was even working in the auto plants and stuff like that, making $20, $30, $40 an hour in the 80s, when that was way more money. So money starts coming along, and then those divorce rates just keep going up and up and up and up and up. Is it because people just started thinking, oh, well, these relationships, they're so horrible now people start cheating? Or is it because people have options? Is this what's going on? Now you see the marriage rates going down, even though the divorce rates are going up. Why? Because people have options. people have more and more options, which means people want lesser or less of the population. Less of the population is considered to be desirable because people have more options.
Pops, I'm hurt. She done left me, man. What you think I should do? Boy, back in my day, all you had to do was go to her job and you cry and you get down on your knees. You beg and plead for her sympathy. I'm telling you, boy, that's all you gotta do. Pops, you talking about stalking her. That's a crime now. Yo, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. And I know y'all tired of getting the same old 1965 game that never works. Well, click the link below and check out 9 ways to get your ex back. This is cold-hearted game where I give you different techniques to turn the tables on your ex and get them chasing you for a change.